Now that quest is pretty painful without teleports through Current, I can tell you that much. Even with our faring transport that we've had, or that we've recently attained, is not easy. All of that for only 500 rune crafting. To be fair, the 1500 hunter is quite nice, as is 2000 coins, plus the favour certificate. Very nice. Okay, we'll take it. Oh, 17 hunter, baby Implink's great. Rune crafting, there we go. As mentioned there, we are looking to get our rune crafting up to our lovely 27 for the Guardians of the Rift there, just that we can do a little bit of minigames there, because although I've got a high level character who has 99 rune crafting essentially, I have never played that game because I finished the grind literally the month that it came out, so would have liked to have waited a little bit there, but it is what it is. Let's keep going for our rune crafting quests. And here we have the 5th step of our medium clue scroll, which should guarantee our reward right here. I did this clue because it's been in our bank for a little while, and I really would like an adamant pickaxe there for our Guardians of the Rift. Now we've only got 30 seconds left on before our system updates, so let's just open this up. Addy pickaxe would be fantastic, but even just 500 gold worth of alcohols would get me across the line. So let's see if we get lucky here. Oh my god, it's an adamant pickaxe. It's exactly what we want. Beautiful, we can go straight into Guardians of the Rift now. We don't have any weight reducing gear, but that's absolutely fine. We'll see how we go. 5 seconds left. See you all later. Here's another 200 death runes by trading in our cat, and you might also notice that we've just, as you can see in the little portrait pop up there, we've just completed the Halloween event for this year. So if we turn around here, we might notice that we've got quite an awesome little pilgrim witch style outfit. Looks absolutely awesome. Witch's hat with a massive pointy nose as well. I don't know why the witch there has to have ginger hair, you know, I don't know about that one there, Jagex, but otherwise a pretty awesome outfit there. The cape was awesome too, but of course I'm going for the RD cloak just for the functionality side of things, but an awesome change there, looking absolutely amazing. And there we have the completion of the Temple of the Eye quest, a huge amount of rune crafting experience coming in from the completion of that quest, and also during the tutorial for the Guardian of the Rift minigame as well. We got a small and a medium pouch, very nice, and look at that, it brings us up perfectly to level 27 rune crafting, which is indeed the requirement for the Guardians of the Rift. So I might actually give that a little bit of a go, have a bit of a break from our questing, and we'll see if we get lucky with some nice items to begin with. That would be lovely, but otherwise it would be nice to be doing something other than questing for a little bit. And as you can see, if we scroll through our text box here, we started out at about 11 rune crafting, 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, 19, and finally ending up on 27 there. So what a beautiful run of form we had there, absolutely lovely. And there we have the completion of our 5th game and our level 38. So we've got our experience in the top right hand corner here, about 21k, 22k per hour, just at about an hour worth of it for those 5 games. You know, 2.8, almost 3k mining, and also 2k crafting, which at these levels is actually quite significant. So I'm actually having a decent time with this. We haven't really earned that much in the way of energy, only about 2 per game, but that's not going to stop us from checking out our rewards here for the first time. So, search the Rift 10 times, you have searched the Rift 0 times. Let's search our first 10 then and see if we get lucky, shall we? I've got no idea what the rewards are. Okay, some death runes, lots of fire runes, that's awesome. Atlix's Diary, no idea what that is. Abyssal Pearls, first lot of those, I know that they can be used at the shop. 5 more rewards in the Rift, more cosmic runes at this level, absolutely fantastic. A Chaos Talisman could be useful as well, and a Catalytic Talisman. Is that lucky? Is that good? I don't really know, honestly. It's not going for much in the GE, so I'm going to guess no. But 52 nature runes, oh my, this is going to be very good. We obviously want to be saving up some of those for our Alks later on, but I am very much liking the stacks of runes that we're getting here early on. Saving me from having to use my money, as I am still very poor. And there we have 34 mining during our Guardians of the Rift minigame. Very nice little bit of mining experience, and of course some crafting, all working well. I should be already working at this bench here, my mistake. And here we come in with 40 rune crafting. Let me make sure that I've calculated this correctly. There we go, we just made it over, lovely. Now make astral runes, very nice. I don't think they're one of the options in this area. Could be mistaken, but again, we don't really need astral runes anytime soon. So we're doing absolutely fine. And some great levels coming in here, that's for sure. Nearly 600 total. And here we are this time with 10 rifts closed, so a few of the 5 closed, which is very, very nice. We got a few decent points. They're obviously nowhere near as good as we would get if we were high level and knew the strats a bit better, but still alright. This time though, instead of having 5 of each points, we've actually got 11 of each points. Sorry, 10 of each points, we've got 11 of each points. So that's a small improvement over last time. Why don't we see what we get from our items here and see if we get lucky, shall we? Okay, some runes are great. I mean, I'm not really going to turn my nose up at these. The Abyssal Pearls will be really good for our items. A little bit too early to be happy about our blood runes, and the Fire Talisman's probably a little bit mediocre. We don't have that many left, but 33 lore runes is absolutely amazing, as are the Chaos runes. Oh my god, okay, this is fantastic. Now, the good news as well is that we are literally at 43 rune crafting, so one more level to go, which will be less than one game, I would say. And we will be able to use nature runes within the game itself there. That's going to help out a great deal for when we get to alching, of course. Whee, this is different. What's going on? Good question there. So I actually just wrapped up a few hours ago a stream with which we were playing some Across the Obelisk, but during that, because we were playing with 3 other players, there was quite a bit of downtime in between for me to continue on with some AFK activities. And what was that AFK activity? Well, not really AFK, was it? But we were doing some agility training, so we went all the way up from what we were like 27 beforehand, maybe low 30s actually. So we went from, you know, the Varrock agility course there across to Canifis, and we've made a bit of a dent here into this one too. And actually, if I just have a look at our experience here, why don't we quickly bring on our canvas, where we're looking at 25,000 experience gained there. Not much in terms of experience per hour there, of course, but again, as I mentioned there, I was doing other things in between. Went and picked up a cat, did a whole bunch of other stuff. So very, very slow experience, but you know, it's experience nonetheless. And even better, we have made a start on our Marks of Grace collection, which of course are very important for our graceful outfit, which also is very useful for our Guardians of the Rift minigame. So why have I been doing some agility instead of anything else, like wood cutting, instead of mining, anything else that you could be considered as more AFK? Well, primarily because there is an area which I was told about from a friend in the Guardians of the Rift, which I do know is very, very important, and it's that area to the east, I want to say, of the minigame, which rather than mining those, you know, kind of crappy original chunks, that you can actually go for those at, I believe, 56 agility. Let me see if I can find it here on the shortcuts. 56 rings a bell. Rock climb in the Temple of Eye. That's what we're looking for. That rock climb in the Temple of Eye allows us to get resources, which instead of giving us 1 to 3, I believe it gives us 2 to 5. So guarantees that we're always gathering at least 2, which should mean that we have far more fragments there to make rune essence from, and we should get a whole bunch more experience and more runes being made throughout the course of a Guardians of the Rift minigame. As such, as we're about to reach our milestone for rune crafting, so that we can start crafting some nats, and then soon after that, well, quite a ways down the track actually, our lore runes, we want to be saving up as much as we can so that we can, you know, really bulk through, get all those runes out there, which allow us to, of course, AFK some more magic training there. And of course, I want to be getting that so we can get more points per game. More points per game mean that we get more rolls of the reward chest, reward chest, excuse me. I don't know why I was giving it so much emphasis. That allows us to get more of the pearls, which means that we can get the items from the minigame sooner. And the sooner that we get those, the more runes that we'll make as well, because that buffs up the amount of rune generation that we have. So that's the goal for right now. We're going to keep doing agility, and I think I might go all the way to 56, mostly on the Canifis course. That's going to take a very, very long time. There's not really much else that we can do in terms of mini quests or quests or anything like that to give us any extra experience, unless we wanted to use quest rewards, but those are probably better suited for our herblore. So I think this is going to be our life for the next wee while. Whenever I want to do a semi-AFK, not that much attention required, you know, while I'm watching a YouTube video, while I'm doing anything else, while I'm editing some YouTube videos myself, this is going to be our life here. And of course, we got our cat out. We're going to keep working through that. I did also, during my stream, raise the kitten to a cat, so we traded in for another 200 death runes, so our stack is going very nicely there. The unfortunate thing is we get our 30th Mark of Grace, very, very nice. The unfortunate thing is that we do have to teleport, obviously, to Ardone to trade in our cat, then back to Varrock, and then walk all the way to Canifis. It's quite a long walk. We haven't unlocked the ectofile just yet. I'm tempted to do the quest just so I can get the ectofile, just to get back here quicker. So I'll see. When our cat gets fully grown, maybe that's the plan. We shall see. More teleports the merrier, of course, but who knows. In any case, I'm just going to keep going here with our agility training, and we will see where we end up. And a quick update on our agility progress. There we have level 46 agility, and another quick agility update coming in right now. That is 48 agility. Very, very nice again, of course. Apatol agility course, not really going to be doing that. Shazian advanced course, again, not really anything that we're going to be looking into just yet, but we do have 69 marks of grace. Very, very nice. That might allow us to get the boots and gloves, maybe some of those cheaper items, of course. And there we have our cat, or our kitten, excuse me, turning into a cat. Very, very nice. And straight after that, 50 agility. You literally could not time it any better. So we're going to pick up our cat, go and trade it in for some death runes, and then return back to the Canifis course, because this is usually when you reach the next milestone, of course. We do get access to our Falador rooftop course, but I've been told in the wiki there that it's not really the right one to go for. It's best to stick with Canifis there. Better marks of grace, better experience per hour. So we'll head back there, pick up a new cat to take with us, and just continue on as we get nearer and nearer 56. I did look at some quests that we could go for. None of them really appealed to me. The other stat requirements are a bit too much, so we're just going to ignore all that, and we're just going to train all the way to 56. You may not like it, but this is what peak agility training looks like. Top-down view, zoomed all the way out, so you can just one-click all the way around. Not adjust your camera whatsoever. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Green boxes. Oh, okay, sometimes we fail. Green boxes from Runelight, of course. And so good, so good. And with this final obstacle, we've achieved the goal that we set for ourselves. For our Guardians of the Rift, 56 agility, we should be notified that we can now use the rock climb in the Temple of the Eye. Absolutely beautiful. Don't know why there's like 3 or 4 or 5 different spaces in between this here. That's absolutely fine, just a little bit of a bug there. Anyway, we're doing very well. 194 marks of grace collected in that time, and also about 1800 death runes now, thanks to trading in lots and lots of cats there. Of course, we reared a whole bunch during our time here, and we're using some of our lore runes that we picked up from our Guardians of the Rift the first time. We're going to go across, decide which graceful pieces we should pick up, and then we'll go back to some more Guardians of the Rift, I guess, and finally get back into our loot box fun. So you may disagree with the items that I chose for with my graceful pieces, but we've spent all but 9 of our marks of grace for the boots, the gloves, the top and the bottom in reverse order there, of course. That way we get to keep our awesome Halloween costume here. We also get to keep our awesome cape that we're using, our Kandrin, our Ardougne cape, and that allows us to get the most weight reduction out of it all there, of course. Minus 11 as opposed to our regular, 8 that we had beforehand. So huge improvement there. Being able to head downstairs will be great as well. We've currently got 36 mining, so later on when we get to 41 we'll upgrade our pickaxe from our current Addy into a rune one. Of course we need to earn some money though, because we are still dirt poor. However, we can now go back to the Guardians of the Rift. We've got about 1 more game left until we get up to 44. And there we have 45 rune crafting on the second game back of Guardians of the Rift. Coming in thick and fast here. With another 5 rifts completed there, we've actually managed to get 12 elemental and 12 catalytic. I know that's going to be nowhere near as good as some of you high level players there, but for us, I'm happy with that. It's the most that we've earned in a 5 rift closure period there, which means that we can search this area 12 times. Let's do that right now and see if we get lucky, shall we? So no further lore runes there, which is a bit of a shame, but we did get a couple rounds of our Abyssal Pearls, which is very nice towards getting our outfit. A few more Chaos runes, Fire runes will be useful later on, I guess, for our Kraken weaponry. Kraken stuff, whatever it's called, I can't remember now. You know what I'm talking about. Some blood runes, not huge. Body runes, body talisman, honestly, pretty subpar. And here we have 50 rune crafting at our lovely, lovely nature alt here. Okay, so we got a little bit unlucky, but we got 12 checks of both here. That's the same as last time. If I check what I'm currently sitting at here, 12 of each. We've searched it 12 times, and that was the completion of our 20th. So another 5, another chance to loot 12 times. Now that was at some absolutely fantastic luck. Not only did we get a whole bunch of Abyssal Pearls, we of course managed to pull 70 lore runes, 135 nature runes, 47 cosmics, 22 deaths. So this is much better than our last 5 reward chests, and it just goes to show how RNG can really help or hinder you in these situations. I have no idea why this didn't cross my mind beforehand, but we need to earn some money, and the best way to do that is of course through Agility Pyramid. It's only available at level 30 onwards, but it's absolutely horrible here. I'm hoping that my recently attained 56 agility will mean that we can get some sort of reasonable GP per hour. I don't know, I don't think it's going to be that easy, truth be told, but we're going to try our best, see what we can do. We only need to earn, what is it, like 40,000 for our rune pickaxe, thereabouts. It's not too bad. And while here, I figured why the hell not? We've got our nature runes, we've got our earth runes to our totally efficient, I know, but the extra magic experience actually will be pretty decent here. I know this is an absolute waste, we probably should just be splashing, but I figured why not just get efficient, even though we are, you know, at the early stages of the Ironman and these nature runes are very important to us. But then again, 55 magic is also very important to us, so there is justification for doing this in my mind. You may disagree, but you know, this is going to be a group Ironman, so later on I'm sure that we can feed our runes to one another. And also the good news about this is that we're going to be doing a bit more Guardians of the Rift, which means that we'll get even more nature runes. And I certainly prioritize getting the nature runes, and of course will prioritize getting the lore runes once we get the option to, with of course 54 rune crafting. So that's on our agenda. We're going to be walking here in a little bit because of course we had to swap out our reduced climbing, we had to swap out our graceful items for our reduction of the heat, the desert heat, which can be pretty nasty. So we'll see how we fare with our current food. We've gotten very lucky in this run, that's for sure. No complaints so far. We can just keep running through here, and we might even get a flawless run. So why don't we just keep this going here, delay our dialogue for even further, see if we can make it in one go. But yeah, after this, of course, you know, we're going to be heading back to Guardians of the Rift, and I think this will be absolutely everything that we need to get. I believe we have a rune pickaxe store in the Dwarven Mines area, around by Falador there. Okay, there we go. It couldn't be perfect, could it? That would have been very nice for our first run. Alright, we know that we can fail. There we go. Expect much more of that as we progress here, but I'll see you all back after I've had a few successful runs and have earned enough for our rune pickaxe. And not long after our last clip we fell once again, but there we go. 35 magic. A very nice milestone. Now means that we can fire off our Chaos Bolt. And here we have 37 magic. Teleport to Falador now unlocked. Very, very nice. I've decided, even though we've got 4 pyramid tops there, which probably is enough for our rune pickaxe, we're actually going to stick around until we finish off all of our water skins. Allows us to get a little bit more magic experience and a little bit of extra petty cash, which can be useful later on in case we need to pick up some shop items or anything else really. So let's see how we go. Keep going until we run out. We've currently got 40k in our inventory with all of these pyramid tops. Let's see what we end up with. And at the end of all that, we have completed the agility pyramid 11 times, which gives us our first respectable cash stack of 111,000 gold. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to stop doing our low alching, but along the way we actually managed to pick up, as we can see in our chat box, 57 agility and 40 magic. Huge levels again. We're going to head over to Falador to pick up our lovely rune pickaxe, and then we'll head straight back to Guardians of the Rift, and maybe we'll go for some bigger looting sprees here rather than just the 11 or so that we've done in the past. And for the modest price of 32,000 GP, we can pick up our rune pickaxe, another great upgrade here for our account, and still 80,000 gold to our name. Absolutely love it. Let's get back to some more Guardians of the Rift, although, you know what? No, what we're actually going to do is we're going to sit here, we're going to mine some of this. We actually can't mine this because we don't have the mining level for this just yet, but we're going to get to level 41 so we can use it straight away. And you know, our Ardent Cloak is great banking here. We don't obviously have any jewelry just yet because our crafting is not really been used that much, but maybe that's what we do here, is make some jewelry a bit later. And there we have 39 mining. And there we have 40 mining, just one more to go. There we have 41 mining. After roughly 20-25 minutes there, we can now equip our rune pickaxe. Thankfully we have the attack to do so as well, which frees up an inventory space when we head back to Guardians of the Rift. That should also mean that we are more likely to mine these iron ores in one tick, as we can see here, as it was taking a wee while here with our adamant. And of course, as we can see now, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but for the most part it's a lot quicker. So we're going to finish up this inventory, then we'll head back to the Guardians of the Rift. We've got the Varrock armor, we have got the 56 agility, we have got 52, almost 54 for laws, and of course we have the rune pickaxe that we attained in our equipped items here after going through our agility pyramid. So a lot of preparation for our Guardians of the Rift, which we're going to head back to there shortly. Get lots and lots of lore runes, and then, you know, maybe get a nice juicy reward searching there, you know, maybe getting 50, 100 rewards to search for. I don't know, we'll see how we go on that one, but I'm looking forward to it regardless. And here we have a bit of a random clip, but that is 50 woodcutting. You know, you might ask, where did that 50 woodcutting come from? That's a very good question. Well, we were actually doing a bit of live stream earlier where we were playing our Across the Obelisk, which is a game that is, you know, nice and co-op there. We control 1 of 4 characters, so there's quite a bit of downtime. And during that downtime, I figured, why not get my ass over to these oak logs outside of Castle Walls and just keep chopping them down. As we can see, we've also been using our rune axe for a wee while, so we went from about 36 up to 50 woodcutting. Took us a few hours there, as we can see, just over 3 hours. Decent woodcutting rate, and very, very good stuff there. Very happy to see that. Those oak logs will come in huge help later on when we start working on construction, so the earlier we make a start there, the better. I don't think we're going to be using them too much for fletching, but if we quickly look in our bank here, we got about just over 2,000 logs, I think, plus a handful of bird's nest, and our first hard clue nest. Now I'm going to open that up. I'm going to see if we can indeed find or complete the hard clue, but we'll see. First, let's go for all of our seeds. Apple trees, willows, bananas. I mean, most of the time I wouldn't be too happy, but with our early game farming here, these early seeds are actually quite handy, so I'm pretty happy with that. Easy clue nest. What do we have here? Coif, steel plate, skin, and a sapphire necklace. All of that should be easy enough to make. Now the main one, is this going to be something ridiculous? Mystic fire staff, diamond bracelet, and rune boots. Rune boots, no, we're not going to even try that one. So a bit of a shame that our first hard clue scroll is a bust, but beyond that, very, very happy to reach 50 wood cutting. You know, we're still kind of a little bit away from our 54 rune crafting. That was kind of our main goal, but we're going to be heading back to Guardians of the Rift soon, doing all of our other stuff. But you might see that sometimes there, even though I'm talking about doing one thing, we'll go off and do something else, and that might be because I need to AFK, or I've got an opportunity to AFK and I just want to get some extra experience. And you know, whether that's fishing, wood cutting, fire making, not really AFK, is it? You know what I'm talking about. Maybe some fletching, for example. We will figure it out. You know, if the clips are a bit out of order, it is what it is. But 50 wood cutting, very, very nice. And there we have our large pouch on only our second kill. Let me see if I can quickly find it here for you. Loot tracker, Abyssal Leech, third kill. We got on the second one. Absolutely insane RNG. I came here expecting to camp for quite some time, but we got very, very lucky there. So I'll happily take that away with me. Thank you kindly. And here we have 52 rune crafting coming in right at the end of this Guardians of the Rift game. I don't think we'll make it back in time to pass this in, but as we can see, hopefully we're at about 11 points each. We will see if we get lucky. There we go, gets launched in, and okay, we got unlucky with that one there, but that's fine. And it's a very weird feeling to be playing a character where our highest stats are 52 rune crafting, 56 agility. If we want to be using Tears of Guthix for our rune crafting, we've got a lot of other stats to be getting up here. Maybe we instead get our rune crafter, or sorry, excuse me, our Tears of Guthix to try and work on our hunter experience instead. In any case, that is 24 games completed, so our large pouch has actually allowed us to do significantly more points per game on average, which means that rather than the usual 11 after 5 games that we have, 11 searches, it's looking like we're actually going to have closer to, I don't know, 13 or so if we're lucky, maybe 12, 13, let's see. Let's see, one more game to go and then we'll do another rewards opening. And as we power up the Great Guardian, here we have 54 rune crafting, the level required for lore runes, of course. How could I forget, it was right on the screen in front of me. A huge, huge upgrade. There it is. Now we can start going into the Guardian of Lore. Going to be absolutely amazing to be able to rune craft those. I've also got to say that picking up our large pouch and also our rune pickaxe has increased our experience gain per hour significantly here. As we can see, experience per hour around the 34k mark. Honestly, we've probably, you know, increased it by about 10k just with this pouch. Probably not that excessive, but it feels so huge. And also, We're now mining about 120 by the start of the game, rather than the, I don't know what we got before, maybe 80, 90 on a good day. So that is a huge change for us. Oh my god, okay, we don't quite make it in there in time. That's alright, we'll switch across to the lore altar. But yeah, being able to have less time required to mine additional essences next to our kind of essence placement, whatever you want to call it, the little rock next to it, has been such a huge upgrade. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we're going very well here. Every time that we see the lore rune altar, of course, when we have runes ready to be placed there, we will absolutely be going there. Speaking of which, of course, go for the green slot. Beautiful. So good, so good. So in a rather startling discovery, you actually cannot enter the lore altar until you have finished, I believe it's the Troll Stronghold quest, excuse me. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to do as soon as possible there. I'll go look at the requirements directly after this and see where we end up on that front. But I finally had one that opened up for me when I had essence in my inventory, ran up there and I didn't get teleported through. Not a good feeling, not a good feeling. I should have known this with all of my RuneScape knowledge, of course, but you know, you forget about some of the early game stuff when you've been playing late game for so long. Unfortunate, really unfortunate. And here we have the completion of our Death Plateau quest. 3000 attack experience, some steel claws. The ability to make claws, honestly not that useful in Old School Runescape, of course, but still nice to get that out the way. Now on to Troll Stronghold. Well, I completely forgot how short Troll Stronghold is compared to Death Plateau, but here we go. We've finished, we've freed Godric, his son, we've got our lore talisman, but more importantly, we can now craft lore runes at our Guardians of the Rift. So we're going to head right back there right away. But for now, that actually marks the end of the episode, so thank you all very much for watching. Please give the video a like and a subscription if you did enjoy it. Let your friends know, you know, share the content, share the love, and I hope to see you back here same time next week.